Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today I'm going to show my new hacking project. All we did was we opened up DF Hack and we did Embark Anywhere, which lets you embark on top of existing formations, including this living Goblin den. As you can see, they've got all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, and we're just going to check it out, keep hacking. Oh, that's actually a graveyard I didn't even set up. Very cool. Things like this, bedrooms and things, but they also have these huge guard towers, which are very interesting. And the situation we're dealing with, because again, this is hacked, we're gonna figure it out together, is so many hostiles because this is Goblin pits. Now, for some reason, however, they are not attacking us. So even though they are identified as hostile, for some reason, because they were literally just living here, not expecting to see dwarves before we hacked in, they don't seem to have any hostile tendencies. They are just wandering. They're treating us like we're ghosts. They're just wandering around and they're acting like nothing is wrong. So what I've been doing every time I get bored and I can't think of something else to do, I'm just grabbing one of the existing hostiles and using DF hack, I'm just going like make own. Thanks to Saltwater Aquifer who taught me that on a previous live stream. Boom, he's now a member of our fortress. You'll see that's how we have 18 population already, even though we're just starting. We have goblins, serpent women, because we're reaching out the olive branch. I'm going to try to play this fortress as it was intended mostly, you know, with the goblins that started here. But I'm sure, well, we'll see. I mean, maybe it's going to mess up trading and migrants and stuff because maybe they won't be able to get here. But I imagine eventually it will become assimilated into a proper dwarf fortress. But that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do today, is just see about that. So thank you for joining me. I think I'm going to play this one slow. I might even watch something on my other screen, which, if I have it set up right, you won't be able to hear. And let's just settle in on Saturday night. I'll try to keep an eye on comments, answer people occasionally in the chat. Let's see. The interesting, like, cave, because it goes up almost to the surface, but then it's got holes that go all the way down. That's interesting. Let's see. I'm just carving stuff up. I should just let my dwarves run and get a sense of what they're doing. Which right now is nothing. Oh, because I haven't set up a manager or anything yet, so. I don't have anything set up yet, workshops or anything, so part of that's gonna just be doing this. Let's get the manager set up. Make a bunch of chairs. I might as well use these nice prefab archer nests up here. And yeah, it's weird, they're hostile, but they're just idle. They have no commands to do anything. Because we're not supposed to be here. They're supposed to be living in peacetime in their own fortress, I guess. So they don't even see the insidious creep of my dudes doing whatever they want. Oh, cool, yeah, the serpent one's hanging out. Cool. See how much work we can get. I think goblins can do everything dwarves can do, as long as they're proper citizenry. You know, they're part of the fortress. Like goblins can say, "Hey, can I live here?" And then they can, I think, help with most things, almost everything. I don't know about snake one. Let's see. Let's get that chair up. Yeah, it's a brand new map. All the alerts and stuff. Oh, here's my manager. Can we make a snake woman the manager? That would be fun already. And if not, we're gonna try to make them all. Yes! Yes! Let's try to make all the nobles, goblins and snake women and stuff. Cool. That's awesome. She is managing work orders in her office. Heck yeah. Very humiliating not to have clothes, but oh, that's another interesting little glitch because snake people don't feel shame like that. I don't think.
Normally it's where they're undressed, but now because she's part of this fortress, she has clothing instincts. That's very interesting. Light broken? Can you still not hear me? Shadow? Thanks for letting me know. Uh-oh. Testing, testing, testing. Oh, it does seem like it maybe got quieter. Alright, thanks for letting me know. Maybe it's because this, maybe I can't do this movie, which is fine, actually. It's too distracting. Testing, testing, testing. Interesting. Alright, give me 1 second to work on that. Because, yeah, my levels are, like, a lot lower than they should be, actually. And then as they started... Oh, yeah, that could be why.
Testing, testing. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Yep, sorry. That was my my microphone switching to a worse mic without my permission. All right. Well, hopefully I didn't lose too much of what I was saying. We made a snake woman manager. She's previously as a wild snake woman. She was not humiliated to not have clothes, but she is now that she's a member of our fortress. So let's try to help her, and let's also make all of our nobles interesting goblins and things. Because this is a goblin den at the end of the day. We have to honor that original culture. So let's see, let's make... I hate making clothes, maybe we can trade for some soon. Or hopefully she can get some out of the stockpile. Or since we're hacking a lot. Thanks, Shadow, for letting me know. I would have done the whole stream like that if I didn't realize. Let's get wooden barrels from these fish, at least. And then maybe I can make some clothes. I'm not sure what kind of clothes would fit on a serpent woman either. Do I have to make special clothes that are not dwarven sized? Oh, and I need fish works up too, actually. Let me do that real fast. So we get fishery. Let's get everything while we're here. Do some farming, get some butcher, get some tanner. Oh, that is a shame. I wonder if I could still have my setup. Hey, Saltwater. Glad you caught it. Sorry about no notification. But, yeah, glad you caught us. I think I already gave you a shout-out because you gave me the idea about make own, which is what I'm using. I've hacked into a goblin pit as my Embark, and we found that hostiles are not actually hostile. They seem to treat the dwarves like ghosts. They don't know what to do because we're not supposed to be here. And then I also have a snake woman manager, which I am already very proud of. I'm showing that off. Giant undead whale hunt. Maybe we can do it this time. Do we have saltwater? No, we just have river. Alright, not this time. But someday. For sure. Oh, it's also... I don't think it's an evil Embark, although it is a goblin Embark. Oh, cool. So neat. Saltwater forgot his pet dragon. Yeah, thank you, Warrior. Some animal people make clothes that fit them automatically if they use the clothier workshop, so she'd have to make her own clothes. Okay. Thanks, Shadow. Thanks again. I appreciate the troubleshooting. I was trying to watch a horror movie at the same time, but it switched my microphone from my good one to my headset. So, rather than fiddle with that, it's not professional. I'm just gonna focus on Dwarf Fortress, especially now that it's getting interesting. I got people in chat. Saltwater, you like the background music? I'm glad. I tried this once with jazz, and it actually all got copyright claimed harder than even, what do you call it? Than the Dwarf Fortress music would, because I don't think the Dwarf Fortress music actually gets claimed, but the jazz was getting claimed, so I'm like, I'm gonna go classical, I'm gonna go before copyright, and nobody better DMCA me, or whatever it's called. But yeah, Goblin's got a little prefab everything. It's pretty well developed. It's cool. Alright, let's keep making workshops. We keep assigning nobles. We will need a broker. Cool! I like this. I like... You know what? I'm going to claim more snake people, because that's really funny when they're like competent liars and persuaders. In fact, I shouldn't have been letting them get away. I'm getting a bunch of these guys right now. Make own. And then here's a little DF hack tip that people might already know. But if you just press up, it'll retype your last command so you can hit a command more than once. And see, now I'm claiming these, so they're technically from the fortress, and the ones right next to them are technically hostile. But if you hack in... Oh, let me save. Snake People Fortress. If you hack in
to like a hostile goblin pit, for example, it seems that they don't know, there's no code for that, they don't know what to do, so they react as though the dwarves can't possibly be there because they never normally are. So there's no actual hostility. So far, I mean, sometimes like when you hack, the game will catch up and suddenly there'll be a trigger like with melting or freezing or fire. So when I started this, I was afraid at first. I was like, eventually, suddenly every goblin and snake person is going to turn on us. But so far, it really seems pretty stable, like it's not going to happen. Oh yeah, snake people can swim. We're doing Snake Fortress, man. Look at that. That is so cool. I need to hack into, like, all the stuff you can't usually. Hack into human villages, hack into elven tree stands, but this was a good first pick. The Goblin Pit. And then, yeah, see, it reports... Oh, no, these guys actually are drowning. I was like, what the hell? What the hell? Alright, so this is a dangerous river, because my dwarves are getting swept into it already. They get pushed off? Where did... They just got swept in. They fell off. Alright, well, let's... We're already hacking a lot. I'm gonna save these guys. We're gonna go... Boop. And that's bad for the river graphically. Like, it's gonna be messed up now. But I need to fix that. People are drowning and their clothes are getting ripped off by this waterfall. I guess right here. Alright, yeesh. Well... Let's at least get these guys out. I would love to get that stuff back, especially since my snake people are ashamed to be naked once they become civilized. Which is an interesting little procedural quirk, because they do actually, like, they're wild, and then, like, the story of Adam and Eve or whatever, like, they are imbued by magic with, civilization or like greater knowledge, and they resent their nakedness. Did I do that right? Oh, because it's remove. Hang on. Trying to make a quick magma wall. I'm just gonna messily dam up this river and try to figure out where these guys are getting swept. Cool. Confirm that the goblins can also work pickaxes. This is gonna be great, dude. This is gonna be a really cool fortress. Petitions. We're also getting a lot of monster slayers joining. That's pretty good. Alright, let's see, is this... Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about, where, like, when you hack things in, the game will take a minute to, like, figure out what that even means, because it's not supposed to happen. But... Yeah, people are getting swept in, and also, apparently... I think I literally just hit, like, an auto dig. I told them to just dig in this area, but it's so metal rich. That's incredible. So I guess... And if we're adding magma down here, this should be the forges, so let's do that, too. The forge is going down here. Can do bars and blocks, armor, I guess, gems, why not, and then, yeah, metal ores. Metal ores, okay. Starting forges. Yeah, I honestly never knew about this for years, like, in DF Hack, but, Make Own, and then also Embark Anywhere, you can really check out a lot of, like, the procedurally generated prefab civilizations that you're never supposed to see. It's a shame. It's so much work that goes into it. And, it's a joy. This can be a series, too. I'm recording Tier 5 of the Iceberg. I'm going to finish that, because that's been really good for content. For, like, watch hours and stuff. That's the other thing. Did you guys hear? If you don't have a YouTube channel, you probably didn't. But I'm still not monetized in terms of watch hours, which is why I've been doing more long-form content. And they're going to double it next year, so that YouTube does not want to pay anybody to be here. Which we'll see. I think that's going to bite them eventually, but anyway, that's enough politics. I do like to sneak that in there. Make no mistake, no content creator on YouTube actually likes the platform very much. I mean, it's the best in the game. Alright, I'm really going to stop. Let's see, let's get a proper magma pit here so that we can do free forging. Be good if I could get my snake people working a little bit better, too. Ooh, Captain, I'll take him. He must be a good fighter. Let's see, make own. Thank you. And then if he has a path up, he should... Oh, I might also have Fast Dwarf on 1, which might be why people are washing into the river. Let's set that. And then that'll also help because, like, with prefabs, the game doesn't have sight until someone actually goes and walks and does something. So you need to have people, like, actually walk through the fortress to map out the fortress and to get a sense of how, like, where the actual pathways are. See, I'm gonna touch up the music a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Since I already messed up the audio. Yeah, it's a shame. That's towards the beginning, too, so, like, people are gonna think it's messed up the whole time. But let's... Are we not processing fish? That's bad. No, we are. Okay. We're just fishing faster. Let's turn off fishing. That's probably also... There's probably something bad in the water that's pulling people into the water. And we're also, because of Fast Dwarf, we have more fish than a person could ever reasonably want. So let's do... Yeah, more wooden barrels would be fine. And I guess we need more wood since the work has stopped on that. This is a good fortress. I like this. Let's get a few more wood cutters, too. Boop, boop, boop. Coming online. But yeah, like, I don't know what these things I'm indicating with my mouse. I don't know, like, what these formations are, but they're cool. They're like these big, weird... Let's see what... Made out of loam, so it's like these dirt-built scars, like raised scars that the goblins make. Here, this is a good view of it. So, like, they make these weird little... Oh, furrows. They're literally trenches, because that's air. So, like, they don't even have roofs, but they make, like, actual World War I trenches and then, like, big watchtowers. Let's see if this guy seems lonely. Adequate Gelder is his only skill. That's a little odd, but you can join. So yeah, once I get my own archers, I can have them patrol up here. That would be pretty dang cool. I can put Ballista up there now, too, with the siege update. And we've confirmed that Ballista can shoot up and down Z levels, so that would be incredible defense. You'd have a guy just with a machine gun up there, firing down on the whole fortress. I'm gonna say we're pretty safe, because this fortress basically started with 50 hostiles who don't know how to be hostile, and are just waiting for us to collect them. And then the other part is that, yeah, the prefab is good. Alright, let's try to get these guys into a rhythm, though, because everybody's just sitting around with no job as I micromanage things, so... Somebody should be at the carpenter, too, right? Why is nobody making barrels? Because there's no wood yet. Oh, yeah. I also need to set up more general stockpiles. Yeet! You guys know how I do this. Even though it's bad for all the items, I put everything in a big pile. And because I always play with Fast Dwarf, it's always fine. Snake woman hauling. Every time I see one of those snake people working, it makes me happy. Starving, dehydrated, or drowsy. Okay, so I got starving animals. There are two ways to go about this. I'm gonna do... If these animals aren't feeding themselves yet, that's like... Because animals usually can frolic and find what they need. I'm gonna go ahead and kill everything after I make sure I have butcher, tanner, and leather shop is what I need to make sure that everything is getting processed as good as possible. So clothing and leather, boom. That should be good now. We'll have tons of meat and leather, and we're still making barrels. And there won't be any poor, hungry animals anymore. Turn this music back down, because I'm looking at my levels. I'm not sure if it's drowning me out. I am terrible at audio levels. I'm really glad that Shadow mentioned. So now that's a workflow. Everybody's doing something now. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's claim one more snake person and then follow them just to get a better sense of what the whole fortress looks like. We want a spear person, blowgunner, 2 blowgunners, so the spear... She's a woman spearman. Make, own, as opposed to a spearwoman, apparently. She immediately gets a name, too. That's cool. It specifically gives her a dwarven name. Oh, that's really cool. I like that a lot. And see, we got a monster slayer down here who's not even fighting, because they are marked as hostile, but when you spawn in on them, they don't know what to do, apparently. It's a really cool glitch. I guess I'll cover these glitches in a video eventually. So who did we just get? What was her name? I want to say it was I want to say it was this one. Yeah, but she's a surgeon. Cool. Look at this. They even have custom dialogue. So for her, instead of just everything's good, she says everything's good, like with a snake hiss. That's wild. Why is there so much detail, but then, I guess for adventure mode, I was going to say so much detail for a part of the game you're not even supposed to be able to play without hacking. It's incredible. People are coming and going from right here. Oh, maybe... Is she a hostile? I just don't know what to do yet, which makes sense. I'm hacking a lot. Like, this game shouldn't even work, much less work as well as it is. Alright. We got plenty of meat now. We need a bookkeeper. Oh, we have a goblin bookkeeper, but he's not doing it because maybe he needs an office? Did I forget about that? I don't think bookkeeper does. Maybe it does. I might be thinking a broker doesn't need it. I always get those two confused. Let's try just to be safe. And the starving units are going down. Whoa, what? 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 Staircase dug up into river. Is that one of my staircases? Because the goblins have them, but I haven't turned off the damp dig order, so that should not have happened if it was one of my staircases. And it's dumping into a cavern lake, which is slowly filling, so... Did I spawn in and that was always like that? That honestly seems to be what it is. No, that looks like... Oh! I know what it is! Oh boy. Oh boy. This was... I dug that when this was frozen, when this river was frozen and it just melted. That's how everybody's drowning and getting swept in, is because this river... this huge waterfall, like triple... Wow, that's a dangerous river. This huge river freezes, and I forgot, because this is a new map. Alright, so river is now pouring into my cavern, overfilling it. Let's get some footage of that. Wowza. This is quite an adventure. Alright, so we gotta figure that out. That's really bad. Yeah, I just dug a straight staircase, and, alright, well, we're gonna fix it. Dug a straight staircase and burned myself, but we are gonna seal that off right now. Hopefully. We're gonna pour I'm just gonna pour magma. Okay, I think that's gonna do it. Drain the ocean? Yeah, that's right. That's right, I should always be draining the ocean. Anyway. But as a form of triage, we are just gonna spot fix this with magma, which will now leak down these stairs, but hopefully not enough to hurt anybody. Alright, so you guys are still stranded because I am a fool. But let's do a safer staircase back up that actually does not go through that. It's so funny. This is a great map. This is like classic Dwarf Fortress shenanigans. I'm really glad I did this, actually. Okay, so river draining into cave fixed. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be pretty brutal to this river because I don't like all it's been doing so far is capturing people and flooding things as it melts. So we're gonna carve this thing up for sure next winter for sure. I'll try not to just hack it apart this season. That was kind of an emergency thing. Although, yeah, I should maintain the waterways for my snake people, right? Because if they can swim really easily... Ooh, could I have like a flooded fortress and then it's all snake people? Like you just have to breathe underwater? I need more barrels still. Carpenter, boop, boop, boop. Let's do a trade depot just in case anybody comes. I'll be curious to see. Is there even a path? Not really. Tell you what, let's do a few trade depots and see which one they go to. See which one they like. If they come at all. Oh, wow. The land is actually so treacherous I can't get down here right now, so we're going to have to tame that next. This is a great Embark. I really like Goblin Pits, actually. I would recommend to anybody now Goblin Pits for a fun Embark. Also, I guess my music is over, but that's okay. This is going to be a janky stream. We're going to have to, like, cut up, do YouTube shorts for the best bits where I was actually on. Okay, so he's now stranded in the magma nonsense that I made. Let's rescue that guy. Actually, let's do it in a way which is... It's actually a little bit of a puzzle, so let me see. So he needs one more... I can build a stair up, I think. He needs one more Z level of climb. That'll do it. If somebody does it. Cool, they should be out now. Yeah, nobody's stranded. Beautiful. How do I get rid of this? Toggle ignore. I don't want to do that because I keep getting them trapped, and that's the only way I found out about that fortress ending leak, so... How make do? Okay, right click. Let's get hives going too. Make some honey. Rock. Give. Rock hive. And then we'll stop making barrels once the raw food is not sitting out anymore like this. Man, I still need more. That's the trouble with Fast Dwarf, is you really have to have just huge stockpiles. And at least with my playstyle, not very well sorted for things to get processed quickly enough. Alright, I did tell them to stop fishing, so new fish should stop occurring soon. Let's see, let's claim some more hostiles. More serpent people. I'm gonna get weird with it. I'm gonna make this pond grabber part of the fortress too, just to see what happens. I don't think anything can happen with them, but... Oh no, it's a creature, so now that it counts as a tame creature, I can butcher, geld, adopt, or train it. That's so cool. Man, how does this game work so well? It's so procedural and so detailed in its, like, proceduralism that when you hack it apart, it still works. That's so awesome. Such good design. Right. Saltwater is saying you can make the dwarfs fast, but not use the instant movement part of the line. I was talking about that at the beginning of this. So I tend to use, except in specific situations, I tend to use fast dwarf without teleportation because the AI will break sometimes, where they won't know how to get to things sometimes. The game's map as well, like, it needs to process, like, footfalls and pathing, so, like, teleportation is occasionally good. There's certain situations where you would use it, but the main, if you're just playing with fast dwarf, you still want them to path to things, because, like, eventually, they'll all, like, teleport to a meeting area, and then they'll all just, like, sing songs at a tavern, and they won't, like, even pick up jobs, because they're not getting close to jobs that they could start, so it breaks a few things. You want them, like, circulating properly. Super Dwarf is also fun, Saltwater says. Yeah, no, that's true. So Super Dwarf, if I remember correctly, is everything that anything that a unit can do, they do in one tick. So, like, here, I can give an example. Let's make a legendary. Let's choose a favorite snake woman and give them Super Dwarf, and then they'll do everything in one tick. So we have. Oh, these are my. Hang on. So Let's see, I'm gonna pick one I like. Let's make her a manager, because that'll be easy to keep track of. So we're gonna go Super Dwarf. So our manager should now, I think she's right here. Oh, we need tables too, because they're drinking in the stockpile. But now everything she does, she should do in a single tick, which in combat and mining and cutting down trees and stuff is a lot faster. Although as a manager, she's just going to wander around and not help that much. What is this stuff? Oh, dead rush. I thought somebody made a huge mess. I thought this was like vomit or something, you know, like... No, it's flowers. I can tell. Alright, so we're good for meat for sure. Oh, we don't have... Alright, I gotta focus up. So, we don't have any drink, and we need tables. So let's fix... I don't know if anybody else likes it. I think you should leave. Oh, well, we don't have any plant life to actually harvest. That's an interesting challenge. We don't have any plant life that's edible. This is really cool. So I'm going to say drink and table emergency. That must be a goblin pit thing. There's no edible plants. So we're going to have to farm. That might get bad. I might have to hack moods or something if we can't immediately fix this drinking thing. So let's try to do that and make tables. What was I saying? Oh, tables. I think you should leave. That's a whole bit about getting frustrated about tables. I don't know how to hear any more about the tables. But so, let's do like 20 of those so I don't have to think about it again. You know what, we'll do some chairs too. Rock, throne. We'll do like 30 of those so I really don't ever have to think about it. We know what we'll do. Beds. Oh, actually I already had that. I just realized none of these are going through. Wait, is my manager not actually doing work orders because she's a snake woman? She has an office, but she's not actually doing the work orders. Oh my god. Alright, we're learning a lot. Manager also broken. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. This is kind of an emergency. Because we don't have any plants to turn into drink. And it turns out a snake woman cannot actually be manager. Alright, but we're gonna figure it out. Oh man, I got myself in trouble here, but we're gonna do this. Because we can make farmland, for sure. So let's do that first. Just do big farm plots everywhere. Although you shouldn't do them big because that'll be a waste. You can only assign a farm plot one thing to grow. So if it's bigger than the amount you have, it's kind of a waste. But I'm going fast here. Bro, that's crazy. Alright, and then we gotta... Oh, it says she doesn't have an office, so what happened? I assigned her an office. You guys are my witness, it's on live stream. Something must have happened. Or I got her confused with another snake woman and it got reassigned or something. Alright, she has an office and she is now in her office. Alright, I'm sorry. Oh man, I disparaged snake people. I said they can't be managers, but in fact, now that she has what she needs... Is she doing it? We're gonna see. No, she left and she attended a meeting and she didn't do it. Alright, then I did disparage snake people correctly. Alright. Fired. It would be interesting to figure this out, but later when we're more stable, militia commander, dwarven militia commander, you can do this job. Stozu. What's his name? Stozu. Stozu. Alright, you're my boy. You gotta do this. You gotta manage work orders. This is such a new problem, but we are very hacked. And then I really gotta figure out the drink situation. That's so bad. I was having way too much fun. Alright, so we're gonna do like a ton of stills. And we don't have any plants. We have no seeds. That's very funny. Yeah, we have no seeds of anything. Alright, we gotta... Oh, we can still... The caves should be okay, right? We just gotta... Yeah, okay, the caves are normal. Alright, I panicked, but... We're gonna learn these caves. We're gonna really harvest these caves. We're gonna make some booze. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna have a manager who can actually do it. Alright, brew, infinite to catch up, think it's solved. This turned out to be great footage. I'll use this for tier 5. I usually play like 45 minutes and that's like enough for a video. So this will be good. This will be footage where people are like, what the hell is going on? And then they can come back and visit, and hopefully not click off when my audio goes bad for the first 2 minutes, but... Alright, please now do the things. Otherwise you guys are going to be thirsty. Alright, they're pouring in. Chief Medical Dwarf Goblin gives Landon a hand. Don't go back to the cart. I'm about to remove that meeting area. In fact, I'm about to like set a new meeting area down in the cave so that they focus up on the only source of food. Only source of oh, what's he fighting? Oh, good. He's killing a cave crocodile. That's what he should do. Oh, except yeah, he's gonna win. I'm gonna need a hospital too. All right. So we'll do first meeting area is a hospital right here, and that's probably a bad idea because injured things are going to be left where cave crocodiles can eat them, but they should also now have idle people to protect them. Let's heal up just for good measure. I guess, you know what, honestly, if all the plants are down here, we should have stills and stockpiles down here. Boo, boo, boo. Beautiful. Maybe. Why are they getting clay? Oh, just because they needed more stockpiles down here in general. Boo, boo, boo. We'll do some of this. It's the messiest you've ever seen, but it's already hacked apart Frankenstein, so... Alright, manager. I really, really need these work orders. Yes, thank you. Alright, so I actually do think maybe a snake woman can't be manager. Sorry to say that, but does seem to be the way it's going. Alright, boom! And we're back up on drink. We fixed it. I am genius. Cool. Alright, no, we got a handle on it again. Everybody's happy, oddly. Everybody's happy, even though I haven't done beds or mugs or meals or anything. Probably from crazy waterfall action. Because this place was flooding previously. This goblin, quote, didn't feel anything near his own fine seat. You got a fine seat, but you feel nothing. Oh yeah, let's try to get clothes for these, all the snake people are embarrassed of their nudity now that they're sentient, so let's, do like a loom, and, clothes thingy. Oh, maybe I can make a bunch of leather, since we butchered everything. Leather, what are they called, leggings? Let's make 12 leather leggings and see if that helps anybody put some pants on and feel better about it. Cool. That's a relief, honestly. I didn't realize that the Snake Woman manager was not doing anything. Or that it's possible that I had two Snake Women confused somehow and I had one. But no, it's marked pretty clearly. I don't want to be hard on myself, like, because I tend to do that. I tend to get, like, paranoid that I made a mistake. I'm pretty sure she was correctly assigned and given an office as a manager. And she was showing up to her office, but then like not doing it. All right, cool. Still got a lot of bugged hostiles that are not actually attacking us. Alright, now I don't want the snake people if they can't work as much as goblins and dwarves, so... Claim another goblin. Oh yeah, I feel bad leaving these guys up on the watchtowers, but bugged on the watchtowers, but they don't seem to get hungry, so I guess they're good until then. And then yeah, as soon as you say Mako and they head straight for the hospital hangout, the only hangout. I'll make you guys a tavern now that we have drinks, now that things are in control. And yeah, we need better sources of plants. Because we don't know if any traders are coming, they probably won't. Well, no, it is a dwarf fortress. We should have a caravan liaison, but, I wouldn't be surprised if something in the code is like, yeah, the caravans cannot go straight through or into a goblin pit, like their pathing won't let you get this close to a place that is supposed to be evil, and kill you. Boop, 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 boop. Just making more random little farms. We got so much mud, actually. That's going to be the solution. We got so much mud. We are gonna farm our way out of this. And now we do have seeds. Presumably because we collected things from the cave floor. Now we're good. We're locked in. You know, there's a certain point when you start playing a new map of Dwarf Fortress where you're like, we are anchored. Like, this is now a self-sustaining community that, like, is gonna grow like a fire as long as nothing too bad happens. And this is the point now that we fixed the drink and plant thing. And everybody's happy. I'm like, and we're already at Hamlet. I mean, we got to Hamlet, since I've been playing this time. But I'm like, yeah, we're anchored in now. This is good. We're growing our seeds. That's beautiful. Look at that. That's going to be plenty of food and drink. That's going to become more seeds and more food and drink. Now we are locked in. That's crazy. I've never actually seen, besides like a dead desert, you know, pasture land like this that had nothing edible on the surface. So what do you say if I zoom in as far as possible, it allows viewers to see what I'm really doing? Oh, I'm too zoomed out. Alright, I will try to keep that in mind. Sorry, it's with this bird's eye. I guess we just have no surface. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Saltwater. I'm going to try to, tell you what, we can close this out just watching the Fortress hum. Let's follow someone interesting kind of zoomed in. Hopefully it's full screen on the stream. But yeah, I am like max zoomed out because I'm doing bird's eye view stuff. But yeah, let's just enjoy. Let's let it run for a few minutes. And I'll probably log off right at the 45-minute mark. That's usually exactly what I need to 45, 50 minutes. Oh, this is not a very interesting loop. That's usually what I need to have new footage for the next tier list. So, oops. What the heck was that? Oh, that's just a watchtower. Yeah, well, I'll keep playing. Oh, I see what you mean. I realized, Saltwater, I was thinking, I was like, what is he having trouble seeing? And I was like, probably everything I'm typing, like when I'm talking about, like, DF hack and stuff, being zoomed all the way out is probably not helpful. But yeah, thanks, Saltwater. Says, keep it entertaining, zoom in and out. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Not really doing anything too interesting. Let's go down to the caves, though, and try to do one last interesting thing. And then I'm going to try to watch that movie that I wasn't able to watch simultaneously because this got too interesting and because it was claiming my microphone. So let's make this... This is now like... Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember the advice to zoom in a little bit. This is now like nice farmland and all this muddy stuff, and it's also the one meeting area because it's a hospital. You know what? Let's put a few beds just to make it technically a real hospital, kind of. It should have a lot more than that, but at least so I can identify where the injured people are amongst the partying, chatting people. And let's just flesh this out, maybe make it a little nicer. Make this more like, because this is just a random place down in the caves that I picked. And let's make it nicer. Make it more of a proper... We can also flesh this out and make it like a... actually make a hospital and then a tavern, but this can still be the main hangout. So let's clear some of this mud. We got so much mud over here. So that'll be good for farming. As long as we don't run out of drink before then, but there's like plant stuff. Sweet pods and stuff. These are actually pretty rich. Natural fortress. Yeah, let's get this more of a sense that it's like a hospital and hang out. We can go. So this will be the hospital, and I'll flesh that out. It'll look less like a muddy, random cavern stockpile soon. But let's do a proper meeting area over here. Can't wait till they start forming guilds and stuff. I wonder what kind of work is going to be prioritized when it's mostly goblins and serpents. I'm also honestly curious if the trader will ever come, or if as a result, if any migrants will actually come to the goblin pits because oh cool, they're doing a little dance. That was like a little specific dance they all did. Very cool. We can clear some mud. Let's see. I'm gonna clean this up a lot, actually. I'm like really messy, but even this is too much for me. So we're gonna go from this corner to this corner. We're gonna go like that. Get the mud out at least. And then we should probably peel back that stockpile too, or make it a specific medical stockpile. Because we're just storing rocks in the hospital right now, which is not very professional. So let's see how, there we go. Boop. So now they should clear all the random trash out. We still have stills and looms in the hospital, but that's pretty good for me. Like assign a bartender. Alright, Snake Woman, can you be a bartender? Interesting, they take... Oh no, I was going to say they take them out for dancing. Alright, technically, we're going to have this tame pond grabber be the performer. I don't think it can attend. But let's make the weirdest performers possible and see what can actually do the job. That's a great tavern. I like that already. That's cool. Oh, they're doing a little dance. Aw. They have these little coordinated dances. Yeah, is that like a new feature? Or maybe I just never watched them enough, but they're specifically doing like... They're organizing into like shapes and doing songs and dances. Also, did I just get migrants? I just got migrants, so you can get migrants. This is so funny. Okay. Can get migrants confirmed. I just realized I had more people. This is so great. And so if we get migrants, and especially if we got like a ton like that, or maybe we only got 6, I'm not sure. I guess maybe we only got 6. But that means that there probably is going to be the liaison. We're going to be able to trade. We're going to be able to turn this into a city. And maybe even the mountain home. This could be a mountain home. The kingdom of this whole civilization set in the heart of the goblin pits. That's really, really cool. Alright guys, I think I'm exhausted. Thank you all very much for keeping me company, especially Saltwater. I always really like talking to you. I appreciate your advice. And yeah, I will catch everybody in the next one. Tier 5 of the Iceberg coming out next. And I'll keep playing this one on live stream. This was a really fascinating map. Alright, good night everybody.